Hey guys, this is Justin with Ready Business Systems, and today I'm going over our free pricing worksheet that's available from our website to download to input your own company's numbers. The link is in the video below. So on this tab, we're going to actually calculate your charge rates, and in this example, it's just a reference in case you're unsure what to put in those fields. So you're only going to edit the areas in the yellow. So right here, this section is the instructions, and down here, this is where you actually enter the numbers. You only put numbers in these fields. You do not edit any of these other fields because those are the formulas. This section here is regarding your employee wages to calculate the actual cost of your employee wages. Payroll burden, it usually ends up being about 15 to 20%. This is what you're paying the government and insurance companies for each hour you pay your labor. Here's your overhead. So there's obviously costs besides your labor like fuel, rent, gasoline. So you're going to put that in your overhead costs. And because we sell labor, we are going to recover the overhead on every hour that we sell. And these are up charges on your rates. So every company has some non-billable time. I'm assuming, landscaping company, window cleaning, we're doing work on site. Even if you don't do that, you're going to have meetings and that sort of thing where you can't bill your customers, but you're paying your employees for the time. That's what this non-billable is. This profit, this is obviously we need to upcharge on all that, and on top of all this, we need to add the profit. So field employee wage, this is your average employee's wage per hour. So, if you have 10 employees, one guy is getting $10 an hour, one's getting 13, one's getting 17, etc. You're gonna add all those together, and that's your average you're gonna get, which in this example is $17.17 per hour. This next field is your average field employees' regular hours per year. So, whatever you're paying on overtime, on regular time, not on overtime, that's what you're going to put in this box. So in this example, if you have, say, eight guys working 40 hours a week for 40 weeks per year, that's the number you're going to put in that box. In here, it's going to be overtime. It's the same thing. So you're going to put in however many hours that your guys work on overtime per year, and the number of field employees. So these are all going to get multiplied out, and that's going to be your, it's going to come up with your total hours per year and your total overtime hours per year. Then what it's going to do is it's going to do a weighted average, and it's going to calculate, in reality, you may only pay your guys $17.70, but after you're paying them overtime, you're actually paying them the equivalent of $21 per hour. On top of that, we have these labor burden expenses. So right here, the instructions just say available from your payroll company. You can look these up again from your payroll company, or they come in the mail each year from your state. They're going to send you the rates on all these different things. And your total burden as a percentage, it's going to cost you even more than that. So you think you're paying $17.17 an hour. After overtime, you're paying $21. And after, then that's still 11% more than that is actually your cost per hour. But you're not even paying them, you're paying them for every hour they work when you may only be working 65% of the day. So this number here, non-billable, is what we're going to upcharge that number by. But before we get to that, we're going to look at the other numbers. So total overhead payroll. So this is going to be our gross payroll. So what you pay them, if you pay them $20 an hour, 40 hours a week, it's going to be $800. Your gross payroll, not without taxes out. So this is going to be for anyone who's not included in these numbers above. It's going to be your overhead personnel who are getting paid. Maybe that'd be the owner, the office person, mechanic, bookkeeper, those sorts of things. Remaining overhead, this is going to be everything else. So gasoline, parts, repairs, rent. It doesn't include workers' comp because that's included in these numbers up here. So everything but workers' comp. Total annual liabilities. This is to make sure, not every company does this, but if you have loan payments and you're financing a truck for $500 a month times 12 months a year, you're going to put $6,000 here because, regardless, you need to have the cash flow and you want to make profit on, basically it's essentially an expense. You're always going to have loan payments on something, And as long as you're being reasonable about it, you need to charge this into your cost, because at the end of 20 years, that piece of equipment is going to be worth about 10% of what you bought it for. So it essentially is an expense, and you want to make sure you're recovering for this somewhere. It's more accurate than is building depreciation into your expenses, because depreciation is a number fabricated by accountants. This is your real money you're paying out each year to own this equipment that you need to run the business. So these are these fields right here. And lastly, non-billable time. So the instructions say a percentage of field employees' day which is unbillable. So meetings, setup time morning, drive time during the day, breakdown at night, etc. So this is for this company, it was 35%. It is on the higher side, but depending on how far apart your properties are, how efficient your operation is, you need to charge more, because if you need to end up at a certain charge rate, you need to make sure that that you're charging more than that to cover your time that you're paying your employees, but you're not able to bill for. Lastly, profit. Of course, you want to make a profit even after you're paid. You pay these liabilities down. You got to have some cash in your pocket. So this is basically, this pricing is built around cash flow. You want to make sure you're always seeing money in your pocket. So the profit here comes into play, and then here's going to be your bid rate on jobs. So basically, you're going to bid $74 an hour. So you can end up, on the break evens at 65. That's before you add on your profit. But this 74, you need to be bidding that. You may not need that. You may not end up, at the end of the day, you may only end up at $50 an hour, $45 an hour, but that's fine. That's built into this equation. It's going to be 35% less than this number, but this is what you need to be bidding jobs at this example. $74 per hour. You're mowing a lawn, bid it. If it takes you half an hour, you bid half of 74, $37.50 or whatever it is. You need to make sure that you're bidding this hourly rate to make sure you're making money. So that's how the spreadsheet works. Any questions, post them below, or contact us on the website at readybusinesssystems.com.